total. You've been on the federal judiciary for 39 years. So in 26 years on the Supreme Court, when you first got on the court, were there other justices saying, we're happy to see you here, let's go have dinner together, let's socialize, or were they just kind of standoffish a bit? And what was your relationship with Sandra Day O'Connor like when you got onto the court as the second woman on the court?
The court wasn't an unknown territory to me. I mean, I worked at the Court of Appeals just a few blocks down the road. And every once in a while, Judge David Bazelon, who was quite senior, would call me and say, Ruth, we're going to Kronheim's for lunch. Who was Kronheim? He was the biggest liquor distributor in the DC area. And before we went to his warehouse, we would stop at the Supreme Court and pick up Justice Brennan and Justice Marshall. I knew Justice Scalia from our Court of Appeals days together. I knew Justice Clarence Thomas, who was also on the DC circuit. But Sandra was as close as I came to having a big sister. You know, I did have a big sister, but she died in my infancy, so I never knew her. Justice O'Connor was the most welcoming, gave me some very good advice, not only when I was a new justice, but during my first cancer bout, because Justice O'Connor had breast cancer, and she was on the bench 9 days after her cancer surgery.
Wow.
So she was very clear about what I had to do. She said, Ruth, you have your chemotherapy on a Friday. That way you'll get over it during the weekend. You can be back